everybody. Patriot Son podcast for doom scrolling on a Friday, episode 125. You couldn't hoover that much fraud. Let me start off with a quick video and get you all on the same page.
Unbelievable.
A list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here. No. Why can't I get healthcare here? Wait. Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that someone matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here.
So the special he did is about 45 minutes long. It's pretty easy to find out there. That's Nick Shirley, YouTuber, 23 years old. He's got it on here. He's got it on YouTube. I really don't care that it's a private building. I'm not here to argue First Amendment rights. They were trespassed, so what? Who cares? What's more important is to actually look at what they found.
Wait a minute. Don't they have like doors and aren't they businesses? Isn't that the idea? Don't they want customers?
Yeah, wouldn't you think?
Well, I mean, it sounds like they've already got all the customers they need with those little numbers that they keep submitting to the feds, right?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. And then the money comes and and since those were just numbers and not people, they don't have to spend it doing anything.
But they do spend it. That's how all of
on salaries.
That's how all of their friends and family
Right.
have ghost jobs. The term ghost
Yeah.
job, right?
Right.
That's how they pay the rent.
It is-
Yeah, right. You're
There it
right,
is.
JC. That's
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want you interfering with our grift. You've got to you got to get out of here. Somebody might ask questions. This is going great.
You
Yeah.
must leave. You must leave. We can't help you. You must leave.
I thought the cops' performance was embarrassing. I really did. It's classic.
No, you didn't. Don't tell me that crap, dude.
I just thought, well,
All right, that
public.
I because we've got somebody that
Bro.
we're fresh with you in law enforcement and ideas. I really want to get in. What would you have liked the cops to have done in this specific situation?
I wanted the cops to say, what are you looking for from these people, and are they providing it? I mean, in terms of what exactly are you asking for? Is it written down? Because if you don't have a legitimate request, then it's time to move on. If you're just here to provoke them, then that's one thing. But I want to know if you're actually making a legit inquiry. It doesn't say no trespassing, and the door's open, and it says it's a business. It says it's doing childcare. Can't you ask for rates?
You
Yeah.
can. They also have a right because it is not a bubble. It's not a government property. It's not public
No, I
property.
understand. But at the same time, are you breaking a law if you ask someone to help you?
Nope. And that's why they weren't actually. That's why there wasn't a written trespass. They're just like, come on, bros. If you
Yeah.
if I have
And
to
so
take this
when so
farther, go ahead, Paul.
sorry.
Take over for me because there was
No,
no
okay.
formal
Yeah.
written
So
trespass.
when you roll up on a set, it really is your reaction to how they are. So that goes from anywhere from those guys are like, nah, dude, we didn't mean anything by it, and you give them a pass up to what? Don't put your hands on me, bro. Why are you talking to me, bro? Why are you touching me, bro? And in 1986, you'd pull out your lead-based slapjack and go, I'm talking to you because you're going to listen to me.
Well, it's 2025, so
Yeah, so 2025 is, oh, could we sing Bringing in the Sheaves and maybe, do
well,
the little
Actually,
kumbaya?
actually,
they
actually,
answered your
Paul,
questions. Did you have
Yeah.
more questions? Nick
where
says
they were
no.
was bringing in the camels.
Bring him.
Oh my God, JC, you didn't say that. Oh my God, dude.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I should have said goats. Sorry,
Yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, bro.
bringing in the goats.
Well, I look.
Sean's like, look.
I want. I watch way too many people on TikTok and YouTube that are quote unquote First Amendment advocates when they're actually just community agitators that go in purposely hoping to be arrested so that they can sue the police department.
Right.
And I didn't see any of that about with Nick and his whistleblower friend.
No,
And
no,
that's why I
no,
said
you're right. That's
boring
true.
interaction. It was fine. I let it go. I think Nick did the right thing. He goes, okay, I guess we gotta go. Let's go to the next building, and you'll
Yeah,
see
next building.
right
Yep.
after that clip I had, they walk into another building with 22 more offices. Start the whole process over. Hey,
Same old
can we
thing.
get health care? Can we get child care? How much?
Yeah.
No. Like, it goes on for 45 minutes of him asking. And they're like, no, you can't. Well, it says it says you have 110 kids here. Are there any kids? You don't have any kids here. What it says right here.
Yeah, it
You
says
got
right. Yeah,
1.2
that's right.
million dollars this year to have 122 kids. Where are the kids? Right, so that's where they came back with, "Oh, you're harassing us." Okay, it's still exposed far more than anybody at Fox News has done this year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always very sympathetic to the James O'Keefe strategy of media participation and doing investigative journalism. I mean, go there and get the story. That's the whole idea. And we could actually do an entire show. In fact, you may want it to be this show once I bring this up. on what's happened to our media over the last 40 years. I think the media used to be, at least the way they see themselves, is the ink stained wretches that did all of the columns and they were speaking truth to power and like a Mike Wallace, with a hidden camera and trap them with
Yeah,
the tough questions.
right.
That's who they think they are. Okay. But what they've turned into are courtiers who are classmates of the powerful, and they give them sympathetic coverage, and
Yeah.
they're effete elite snobs, just like the powerful are themselves. So there's no one digging like that kid's doing. No one. And that's actually the job of the press, is to dig for the story. That's what they think they're doing,
But
and they're
but
not.
I don't understand what you're saying, JC. What do you mean they don't know what
The
they're
way I see, let's just say some networks out there, the ones that are licensed, ABC, NBC, CBS,
NBC.
right? They actually have a license to be journalists, news coverage providers.
Do their investigative reporters go to places like that and ask those kind of questions?
Or do they just write opinion pieces from behind their $4,000 corporate laptop?
Or as David Muir said during the debate, well, I called the city manager and he told us there's no problem.
David Muir?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
stopped reporting. They
right.
were on.
So no, the Haitians aren't eating the pets because the city manager said it's not happening.
Right.
The guy who's in the middle of the grift, the guy who's sitting right there importing all these Haitians to take the jobs of the local citizens and to get a payoff from a donor is, oh, there's no problem. Everything here is fine. Everybody's fine with the Haitians.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of the Paul, that's the extent of the digging that ABC does in getting their story. The idea is that the press is supposed to be about people who talk like me, all right, who don't take any crap and who get in there and open those damn doors and push on them and say, what are you guys up to? Can I get this? This is what it says you do. Where is it? And but here's this. I wouldn't go in and just harass any business like that, Paul.
Sure.
But
Of
once I
course you
hear
would.
that eight
Yeah.
to eight to $10 billion is being stolen in this city
Yeah.
by a certain ethnic group, you're damn right I'd be in there. And
Yeah.
none of the other elite media are. They don't care.
Well, it weren't. I mean, think about it. They were also the type of people. And this job is going to be completely taken over by independents. It has been, but they were also the people that, like, if we wanted to look at the dog and cat population in Springfield, Ohio, they would have rented a FedEx van and they would have
Right,
just been sitting in neighborhoods running footage. And it
right.
didn't matter how many hours of footage they burned. If they got that 2 minutes, they got that 2 minutes of
Remember,
somebody walking with a
you
cat.
caught the guy barbecuing the cats, right?
Yeah.
There was a picture, had cats on the grill. I saw it.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
that's where you get into new media, right?
right.
And new media is the ones going and doing that's the James O'Keefe you talked about it, but Nick Shirley, right?
Yeah.
Nick Shirley's going to be really effective with Gen Z because he's not old, like old to them in the way that James O'Keefe is.
Nick Sorter is the same
You
way.
think Nick Sorter? Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, what do you think, JZ, about Nick
I
Sorter?
love him. I love him. He brings the heat, brings the truth.
And he'll go. I mean, he goes on his own dime. He
No, he
flew to
goes there
Hawaii,
immediately
spent 2 weeks
when
in
it
Hawaii.
happens. When it happens, he's there. He's got his microphone out and he's
Yeah,
showing you what's going on.
yeah.
That's what the media is supposed to do.
It's what they used to do.
I don't. I guess it's too expensive to do that. No, they just don't want to do that.
They don't have to do it because they had the monopoly on the market, and they are very angry at those two Nicks at
Yes,
Laura
they are.
Loomer. Oh my, they had rage
They,
at Laura Loomer's reporting.
they hate O'Keefe too.
They
Yeah.
hate O'Keefe. They've been trying to take O'Keefe down. Well, and here it gets, let's get even farther. It gets to shows like this where we just talk about what they're doing and give our opinions on things that are happening. That they don't even
Yeah.
have the market on anymore. We
Yeah.
collectively, the internet has the market on that, and they lose viewers a little bit each day, which is why all of these mega mergers are happening because they can't afford to keep this grift up. They
Yeah.
want it
They're
gone.
like, go ahead, Paul.
No, I would agreeing. Go ahead.
No, they're like the Methodist Church. The Methodist Church has been losing 1,000 members a week since the 60s, and it
Mhm.
shows no signs of slowing until they're closed. And they don't change a damn thing about their theology because that's, it keeps the girls quiet, and they have their coffee, donuts, and their building funds. And you'd think everybody in the United States is either bald or gray headed,
Yeah.
if you hang out in places like that.
Yep.
Well, just as the church has had to change, the media changed,
But it hasn't. But it hasn't. That's the whole point.
the media is refusing to change. We're changing it for them. In all, and we are not the news. We're opinion guys. We're purely
We're
opinion.
opinion guys. That's what we do. We
But
say our opinion on, and I have to say, Sean, we, in spite of JC, we we really do our research and respond from a position of knowledge,
I agree. I absolutely
not just some drunk beautician that comes out here and goes, ah, well,
agree.
when I was 14, this is what we did.
Good
But
point.
I know. I know. Oh, actually, we'll have to go look for it. We're not going to get into it. Man, did I make some internet doctor super mad today?
Oh, it's easy
Did
to
you
do.
really?
Yeah, well, I quote posted. I said it's interesting. An MD isn't even willing to just peek under the covers at the VAERS reports. He just
No,
calls them unverified reports. Oh, he fired one
unversified.
back
Yeah.
at me. His whole army is commenting underneath, and right, I'm just a MAGA hillbilly. I probably didn't even get out of the third grade. I'm up in the hills sharpening my sticks right now. He's
Oh my God.
I look, the phone's still dinging. I'm loving every minute of it. These people think they can hurt your feelings. They do, like they go ahead, try. Go ahead, try. I got you guys all pissed off. I'm just sitting here laughing, watching the comments roll in as you all fight each other.
I did
Yeah,
watch.
right.
I did watch. I did watch O'Keefe's little soliloquy on the end of Project Veritas. He finally did kind of a documentary on it. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it yet. Thoughts?
Yeah. It's it ended where you thought it ended. The minute he busted Pfizer, all of a sudden his board of directors abandoned him within the next 7 days. That kind of tells
Oh,
you where it's at, doesn't it?
so fast. I remember
Yeah.
when he was live giving the board meeting and they stopped it because he
Yeah.
broadcast the board meetings live and they stopped it and closed down the thing. And a couple hours later, he's tweeting. He's like, I just got my keys taken. I've left the
Yeah.
building. I
I'm
was like,
out. It's the company I started, and we
yep.
had our greatest victory 5 days ago, and now I'm out. How about that?
Well, huh. Oh, wonder who controls the media.
Ah, yeah. Well, Mark Mitchell. Mark Mitchell said something very interesting today. He says, "Yeah, I do think MAGA is going to win this." He says, I don't see how the establishment hangs on to a country by country exemption to American foreign policy."
I
Not really.
Dude, this last 2 weeks is the internet has been the most entertaining for me than it has been in the longest time. You got the pharma bots just losing their mind over the reduction of the vaccine schedule, potentially to Denmark's schedule of 11
11.
total from 78 or whatever it is currently. And then you've got the EU bots that are terrified, led by some European Union leaders, just terrified that America's, they don't know what to do now that America's not funding them anymore.
We're going to pull the punch bowl. And we even went ahead and upped our defense spending to 5% to buy these weapons from you, so you wouldn't do this, but you're doing it anyway.
Yeah. Some of the fun I've had with them is, listen, I'm glad you upped your defense spending. We really appreciate selling you the weapon systems.
Saves us a lot of
They
trouble.
explode underneath. You made
we
us
can
a
have it again.
promise. I said, we made you a promise to get you through the USSR, which ended December 26, 1991.
Yes.
Well, you
Mikhail.
promised Ukraine. I said, no, you promised Ukraine.
Right.
You make good on that promise.
Yeah.
I didn't promise Ukraine nothing.
No, I don't. My kids are from there, okay? But no. I mean, every rating system
Does
you
your
see is
son
like, listen.
does your son ever talk about what's going on over in Ukraine at all?
No, he's blissfully unaware. He's
Just
all into football pools. He's an American kid now.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he texts me about football every day. Okay, so he's had a pretty good year, and I mean, he even picked Minnesota over Detroit in that game yesterday, and he won. He won $40, and I'm like, Minnesota was playing a third string quarterback. How the hell did you? How'd you? Oh,
I mean, really, at the end of the day, really fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, of course he picked the Cowboys. I mean, doesn't everybody pick the Cowboys?
Yes, I do.
Can you ask me if the commissioner put it in the script this year that the Bears are going back to the Super Bowl? Can you ask your son for me? Because clearly he has a line to the commish.
Seems to be. What's strange to me is that, okay, now really from a football standpoint, and we don't do much of this, but obviously I have an interest in the Rams because they were here for an eye blank, and I got a Super Bowl, and that was kind of fun. There he is, the Canuck.
Jonathan, hello.
Okay. So we got a Super Bowl, but did you guys see that 2-point conversion between Seattle and the Rams? No? Okay.
Oh, that was all. Yeah.
I won't spend a lot of time on it, but Seattle missed the 2-point conversion. The quarterback threw the ball, and yes, it was back off the line of scrimmage, so technically it was a live ball, and the defender batted it, and it fell on the ground, and the play was over, and everybody was just standing there, and the Seattle guy went and put his hand on it in the end zone, and the referee goes, 2 points?
No way.
That's when it helps to be at home.
Right?
You never would have got that call in LA, I can tell you that. Right, Paul?
100%, bro.
Well,
I don't think Seattle gets that call anywhere but Seattle. That's the only place where they make that call.
Well, and then you can see why people get all bent out of shape and say it's WWE scripted, right? I don't blame them. Now, is it? I don't really necessarily think so.
Whatever, dude.
My theory, though, is that it is a multi-billion-dollar entertainment industry, and they're here to entertain you, and they're going to entertain you. So take it from there.
Yeah,
and they're going to have their share of corruption.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
So, like Ukraine corruption or Somali corruption? What are we talking here?
Oh my
It
God.
feels more like Ukraine corruption.
Oh, all right. So just standard.
The Somali stuff would be too obvious. It would be like Hanoi Jane Fonda throwing touchdowns.
Oh, so
I was going to say Canadian, but we already know that.
Talk about corrupt.
I think
More
that
corruption.
I listen.
I
I
know,
think the
right?
National Football League has a higher GDP than Canada.
Probably you're right now. We've been wiped right out.
You guys are getting crushed.
Dude.
Yeah, I think
And Carnival Carney is out there again over the last couple of days saying, well, no, trade talks are dead.
Yep.
We are no longer friends with the United States, and we will totally crush Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Ottawa if they leave us, because we have all the GDP, and everyone in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Ottawa is online going, we don't really care what you have. We're leaving.
Right.
Yep, and they made that clear. And Carney supposedly is calling an election for April 28th again because of, the disbelief out there of these clowns. I mean, this whole show's, going in the toilet so fast. Everybody knows it around the world. I
Oh
mean,
no, that's absolutely right, Edward. Yeah.
what's that? Which part? That we're
Yeah.
going down going down the drain, you mean? Or you mean the
Yeah, going down the drain. That's what's happening, bro.
I just posted a video earlier on from a guy. He was one of the leaders of the Canadian Convoy Truckers Freedom Movement, and I just got finished the court system. Has I guess a house arrest for the next 4 years, and so does Tamara. But anyways, he posted a good video as far as what that all took. Was that 5 years ago, 4 years now? I can't remember. And just what a brutal undertaking that was, because to be the only country around the world, to stand up against this stupid mask and COVID nonsense and this communistic government that imposes you must have this vax or you lose your job,
Yeah.
that type of nonsense, to stand up against that. Look what happened. There's so many people losing their bank accounts, getting frozen out, in jail even. Just like the J6ers in America, the same thing that happened in Washington, the same thing that went on. I mean, it just whenever you fight against the Democrats / libtards, this is the kind of thing that you have to face. And this is why I'm so opposed to that thinking, that leadership, that kind of government. I'd rather have if you say Republicans, MAGA, because I know I'm not a Rhino fan by any means, some of these clowns, but the MAGA movement is where we have to be at and follow. The same thing up here in Canada. They call us the Maple Megas. I don't care. The title means nothing. It's that thinking, that freedom movement that we must once again resurrect in our countries as not government that's worshipped, but God at the head, with those principles that we all agreed upon, that moral obligation we have towards each other, rather than our rights. It's our rights. Forget your rights. We have moral obligations towards one another. We still must instill those same values that we all grew up with yesteryear, instead of what we morphed into. And you guys know the stuff I'm talking about, the LGBTQ, whatever, trans movement, all the other nonsense as far as all these rights we have to shut up already and follow the moral obligations that we all did and stood for throughout the years. Now, babbling on too much now, but you gentlemen know where I'm coming from, what we must do to resurrect the West for what it was and what it should be again. And forget that new direction everybody's trying to head us off into. It means nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
You're kind of feeling self-conscious, but I just want to tell you that was like it was coming out of a spittoon. It was all connected, and there was no way to break in, no matter how much anybody would have wanted to.
No, it was great. I have great concern for Canada right
Edward.
now. I honestly have great concerns for Canada right now, because Canada's looking for friends. They're reaching out to the European Union. The European Union doesn't have any money to make any friends.
No.
I think you guys.
It's like a Mickey Gilley song, looking for love in all the wrong places.
I love
Yes.
that.
Well, and you say, all right, this new world order. Well, the new world order just got defunded,
Right.
and Donald Trump's not afraid to defund them even more.
Thank you.
Everybody's now we're in the new way of thinking, which is you guys all need to get your sovereignty back, and that's
Yeah.
what Donald Trump's telling them: get
Canada
your
first.
sovereignty back.
I'm sure this time, if we make another run at this, America will actually, well, Trump, never mind America. They did nothing last time but penalized us and slaughtered us. This time, I think, with under Trump's administration, they will back us instead of punish us like the way they did before. So I'm pretty sure with Biden out of the way and those libtards out of the control, I'm pretty sure it should go through this time and we can get back to being the West and get rid of this United Nations policies that have been dictated to us throughout these last 10, 11 years. So this is where I think that's going to end up.
Well, if you look at Alberta, we need more of the northern territories, but if you look at the northern territories, if they can officially separate from Canada, you're not going to believe the heated runways we can put in up there that will never see ice ever.
And I'm so thankful for that type of technology and actually work that we're going to need. And I think America and Canada got to get back to working together once again, like we used to. Well, we still have a lot of American companies up here and a lot of Canadian ones down there. So I'm thinking we can make this work, but we have to put an effort through and bring up the obvious points that everybody seems to have forgotten.
The long haul is going to be on Canada right now. We don't have. I mean, if you look at it from an American standpoint, we don't have to do anything.
What do you mean, Sean?
We don't have to do anything as America right now because we still maintain skies, we still maintain the Navy power all around Canada. We just want to move bases closer to the Northwest Passage.
Agreed. We've talked about that.
We don't have to do anything to Canada right now because Canada's screwing themselves. They can't make any new friends. They're trying, but their new friends. I saw, who was it? The PM out of Ottawa said, we're just going to start buying French military aircraft. And I was like, oh, great. I'm so terrified. Oh, no.
In French, it was finished.
Look out. They might shoot an Exocet missile. Pray beyond.
Are you allowed to have the big old diesel engines to spool up the turbines on those old bastard birds?
No, not anymore.
No,
not anymore, bro.
Wouldn't it break? Wouldn't it break with their climate agenda? Canada,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's why you can't do it anymore. So we accepted STCs when I was working in Sudan, where they quit accepting any Russian aircraft because they did not meet the standards that were now, at the landing sites. So the landing sites in Sudan were upgrading so they could be awesome. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they're like, oh yeah, we want to be an international airport and all that kind of stuff. So we had been running our logistics in and out of there with Russian AN 124s and 170s, which is a jet powered C-130 basically.
Mm-hmm.
And they would, Sean, I'm telling you, bro, they would drill down to the point where they said, yeah, you have to have your landing flight instruction in English. We can't let you land if it's only in Russian. And I'm like, they're Russian pilots, you fuck.
Right?
Yeah. And they're like, nope, gotta be in English, bro.
Well. we live in a goddamn upside
This
down.
is the State Department. We're like, okay, we'll we're gonna go to Syria and we'll land there because they didn't give a shit about anything.
Right.
Yeah, right. And then we'll try to get an
We'll put
English translation of the landing, whatever it was.
or I guess we'll just put parachutes on the pallets and we'll fucking drop them in.
Yeah, that was the other. That's funny you say that because one of my guys is like, "Hey, boss, let's just roll some C-130s in there. We'll palletize that shit and we'll airdrop it."
Hell yeah!
Believe it, Fragilly everywhere. Fragile.
There's always a way. There's always a way. I'm telling you.
That's so funny you said that, Sean. That's funny.
It's too many movies. That's what it is. Has nothing to do with the fact that
Yeah,
I read things.
right.
Nothing at all. Hey, can anyone tell me what the hell? Who the hell the Marxist was that made up Kwanzaa? I can't remember who it was.
Karenga.
Karenga. Oh yeah. And why were his feelings hurt that he had to make up a holiday that was like a Jewish holiday, but
Right. No, it was clearly meant to compete with Hanukkah. That's the part that nobody tells you about because he was disillusioned with the Jewish donors to the civil rights movement and he wanted to put pressure on them. That's exactly what it's all about.
What year are you talking about? What year is this?
1960? Somewhere in the
1960,
60s.
65, 67, somewhere in there. Right
Yeah.
after the civil rights. Edward, the way that I understand contemporary Western civilization as it sits is it was forged in the 60s in the civil rights struggle where all the liberals started feeling really good about themselves and realized that they didn't need God to do great things in this world, that they would do it. And you can now take a roll call of those people at these No Kings protests because it's the same people.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Guaranteed.
Right. Okay. But they always and they infiltrated the church, and then you had the homosexual priests, and you had all the rest of this stuff, and these decisions get made that are based about money, and
That's
I mean the Bible instructs you can't serve God and money. It needs to be one or the other. And obviously, you need money to live, but at the same time, it can't dictate your strategy. And if you've got all these, you've made this huge mistake, and you've recruited homosexuals into the clergy on purpose because you think it would be easier for them to stay celibate, which I guarantee you was the Faustian bargain they made. And then they start abusing young boys, and you've got hundreds of millions of dollars of lawsuits to pay off, then you might just be amenable to talk to Jake Sullivan, and he'll tell you, "Hey, we can funnel millions of dollars to you guys if you help us invade the United States." And the next thing you know, you got popes going on about "Welcome the foreigner, welcome the foreigner."
you're not wrong.
I mean,
It's true.
you talk about a grift.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah.
I was being a little facetious. I was well aware that Kwanzaa is a black Marxist movement
Yes.
that nobody knows anything about. There's a few of us out there, all of you that are well aware of what we're talking about. But it's yet another fraud scheme. It's absolutely
Right.
fraud.
See how beautiful these blue colors are? That's kind of my Kwanzaa dashiki. All right.
So they went into what was it, the Swahili language, and started just picking
Yeah.
out words,
Yeah.
translating those words to English roughly, very roughly, to come up with, I don't know, faith.
And then what were they? The
hope.
seven bullet points of Kwanzaa or something? Yeah. I mean, come on, just come on.
Uh-huh. So where's the Kwanzaa church? I mean, that would have been a smarter grift to have 17 Kwanzaa churches in a small off Main Street office complex in
Well,
Toledo, Ohio, and every one of the churches could have said, we have 1,200 members with Congress. We demand this much in funding.
once they had the women's movement started, you didn't.
Nowadays they'd have got it. They would get it. All you need is the magic melon. You know, I mean, then you get it. Yeah,
Dude,
and especially if you've got political muscle.
we're gonna have to break out. I still have it. We're gonna have to break out iBand on the Mac here, and we're gonna have to recreate "All You Need Is Love," but the words will be "All You Need Is Fraud." But
Yes.
all you need is fraud, fraud. All you need is fraud.
In all seriousness, guys, Mark Mitchell asked the question today. He says, "Is 200 billion enough?" He says, "Is 300 billion enough? How much is too much for the American people to tolerate?" And I said to Mark, they're going to have to recognize it first. It's going to have to. There's going to have to be emotional intelligence. It's got to go into their head and have them go, "Oh my God, look what's going on. You know, we've got to fix this."
It has to affect them. And
Right.
right now,
Realize it,
none
yeah.
of the fraud globally that happens to the US taxpayers affects them. And that we have to be very
Yeah.
clear about that. Even the white liberal women will be the last affected, but it will have to affect them before they go, hey, wait a minute.
Well, it already does, but they don't understand it. It's the reason why the
They don't
interest
see
rates are
it.
too high. It's the reason why real estate is so high. You know, it's a huge reason for all of those things. But they used to tell you, and this was received wisdom, that, oh, there's no way you can balance the budget, you know, just by cutting out fraud. Wanna bet?
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's a lot
Yeah,
of it.
there's a lot
Well, and it
more
was
than you
also,
thought.
Uh-huh.
I've heard this since the 80s from Marxist liberal types, family socialist types, that they're like, you know, listen, you don't understand. There's so much money. We're not that debt doesn't mean anything. There's an almost unlimited amount of money in the world,
Right.
and we're
That's
just
right.
moving it around. So the debt doesn't really matter. The debt's just leverage. Leverage is what they would tell me. And so that's interesting. But again,
Uh,
all of these people that I talked to were either above the system or they were successful in the system.
Okay.
There was nobody like a Sean who's a middle-aged white guy that doesn't get
Right.
either of those. I don't have
Right.
grandpa's trust fund, and I also can't get on the system.
Right.
So that's
Prohibited.
white
Right.
liberal women will be the last people to experience that in America. They experience it in other places, but in America, they'll be protected by somebody. Somebody will protect them because they're the biggest voting bloc out there.
I know.
Well, they are, but they're not nearly as militant as the Fonnie Willis types.
That's the
Oh,
No,
those
but
dead
Bonnie
bitch.
Willis needs her.
huh?
Antifa needs the white liberal woman because of the massive size of their voting bloc.
And let's just reword that to the white urban. Urban. I find the more country you are, the less libtard you're going to be. It's more or
The
less
more sense you've got. Yeah.
well, yeah, the more cityized, yeah,
You don't. All right,
metropolitan.
so wait, let's be so clear about definitions. Urban. If you are a white liberal woman living in urban, you are living in a penthouse that costs $40 million. So you might be talking about suburban women, the
Uh,
suburbs, liberal women. And then they're still they're in country clubs,
the birds
neighborhoods.
are.
They're
Yeah.
in
I'm
airport
Million,
neighborhoods.
million, million dollar, million
They're in
dollar bedroom,
lakefront home neighborhoods. They're
million
not
dollar
in
bedroom communities with gates. Right. Yeah.
right. You're not gonna find on the outskirt of the suburbs. Is right. Then when you're not gonna really see white liberal women to the extent of what we're talking about.
correct.
Because
So,
they're all working. They have to work to
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You can always identify them because they've still got the "Thanks, Dr. Fauci" sign in their front yard.
Yes.
Oh
On
my
their
God.
car, on their Mercedes, their white Mercedes
Yeah,
Benz.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And everybody's trying to copy them and be just like them and vote just like. Oh, stop it already, would you? Please. But yeah, don't get me going on that. I didn't like to.
Well, no, what I'm saying is they are not affected by the policies that they worship.
Not right away, but they will be.
They
Just not
haven't
the
been.
same.
They haven't been since the 60s. That's why
Yeah.
they continue this, whatever you want to call it.
And that is
Ever,
why
the
when
most egregious example are the tech bros' divorced wives.
Mm-hmm.
agreed. And you know what?
Yeah,
These
no.
laws.
You know who they are. Melinda Gates, who figured out Bill was a pedo. You know, Nicole Shanahan, you know, who got rid of Sergey. You know, Mackenzie Bezos, who was the one before Lauren Sanchez with the, you know, the fake tits and the plastic face and all that. All right. And the fact that these women have so much money because they got 50% of the old man's money,
More than
and
that,
they are funding what you call libtard causes up to the brim.
Which
I mean,
includes paying white liberal women's mortgages. Well, no, that doesn't. Yes, it absolutely happens.
yes.
Oh, just sign up for my grant. I'll pay for your mortgage for the next 5 years. You work for
Yeah.
my cause.
yep.
Right.
Well, what do I have to do? Well, you have to send out 3 emails a month.
But she's getting that money back from George Soros and the Rotten Childs anyway. So who's kidding who? They're not out of pocket.
Did anyone notice how Sergey found there was more money in being red pill than blue pill?
What?
Yeah.
Say that
He
again?
did,
What?
didn't he? Yeah.
Sergey found out that all the red pill dudes really love technology, and there's a whole lot more money there.
Well,
Hey,
yeah.
Sean, Elon's figured that part out too.
He knew that. Well, he figured it
yeah.
out. He learned it.
Well, I mean, basically,
Welcome
by
back.
you talk about Rush ditto heads. I mean, the technology guys absolutely love it. Frustrated by two-factor authentication now, but I've been a devotee for 30 years. Ever since I could fax bank transactions back and forth for online banking.
Right?
That was
Yeah.
Well, and that's a
50
good point. I remember Open Line Fridays. If somebody would ask Rush a question about Macintosh or iOS, oh my God, Rush was going to go nuts for the next 15 minutes. He's like,
Yes.
"Thank you so much for asking," and he'd
Always.
get so detailed. You'd be like, I mean, I knew I understood, but to the people who don't understand or that were Windows Phone or Android phone, I bet they were just like, I have no idea what this dude is saying.
What is he talking about?
I have no idea what Rush is talking
I
about.
wouldn't.
I mean, he single-handedly probably increased Apple sales by 10%.
Oh, could
Yeah.
you at least?
Yeah.
I mean, he talked about he just in the way he talked about it, he's like, look, it's a superior product. You could have a different product, but this is why it's a superior product. And
Yeah.
this is why we use it. And every Christmas, I'm going to give away about $1 million of these units. So go ahead and email us at the
You know-
EIB network,
Well,
and let me know why you need one, and we'll get the team on it, and I will announce it on the radio show that we're giving you one of these products.
You know, it amazes me how, and the whole premise of going iPhone for me and many others was you didn't get the bugs that you got on Androids. Whatever happened to those bugs these days? They're just not like they used to be. A good old fashioned crash, you know, it's just not happening like it used to anymore. And it's not because of that stupid Norton antivirus scam either.
Bugs
So
were a
I'm really
feature.
happy. Huh?
Bugs were a feature of
Windows.
Microsoft
Yes.
operating systems. It was a feature.
Yes.
Edward, Bill
Yeah.
Gates has never been very good with viruses.
No, I know. But yet he's going to tell you what you have to take, prescribe you the medication.
I mean,
oh my
He's
God.
just as worthless with computer viruses as he is with human viruses. And I mean, that's a pretty fucking low bar right there.
Well, I just
I know, right?
I want to throw out a question. Does anyone think that's intentional?
Which part?
Yes.
Well, we can let the chat room answer too. I'm just throwing out a question. Does anyone think that Gates, with both computers and humans, looks at a virus as a feature?
Yeah, because it creates more sales.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way a terrorist attack helps the DoD budget.
Man,
Sorry.
I don't
I
know
think,
what the State Department is doing right now, and I'm glad I don't know. I
hey,
really hope Marco Rubio, and I really like him, is totally gutting the direction that they were in since the 1950s. I know.
no, I like the guy too. That's not what I was going to say. I was just going to comment on what JC said about the Department of Motor Vehicle and the terrorists. Go back to that one again. That was funny.
Well, the DMV, man, the DMV is that's a touchy subject here in the United States. That's super
Not
touchy.
any more than here.
All that does is piss people off. I don't want to talk about the DMV.
Yeah, me either, really.
But Edward, the point is that everything government touches turns into a visit to the DMV. When they
Yeah.
say they're going to solve something, that's how it works. Even when I went to adopt my kids over in Ukraine and through Moscow, in the end, where I got the stamp that said I was cleared to return to the United States was from an office that had 2 windows open, 4 windows shut, one person half working and the other person's window halfway down because it was 4:15 on a Friday.
Right, and
And,
since the window's like this, they can
right,
see you're there, and they just completely ignore you.
right,
I can't see you.
right. No,
I can't
I
see
don't know
you.
you're there. And yet every time we turned healthcare over to that with Obamacare, and now we all realize what a disaster it was. And yet you say, okay, the president's idea is great. Return the money to the people. There is no way in hell the Congress is going to do that. And there is no way in hell the insurance companies are going to let them.
Whenever I do part of my last mile delivery service stuff, sometimes I will have stuff to medical providers. And I've found that hospitals, their front entry, whether it be a nun or whether it be paid armed security, are totally great. But when I walk into actual doctors, like it could be dermatologists, it could be a primary care, it could be anything like that. The people behind the counter, and I'm like, I have a package for you.
Huh? Oh,
That's right.
Huh?
oh.
And then finally, I just leave the package on the desk and walk away. They're all just looking at each other like, will somebody, like, because I'm not going to fucking do it. It's not my job. It's not my
Yes,
job.
it is.
That's the culture that's been created, though. It's not my job. And that's not just in the medical service field. That's everywhere. Not my
No,
job.
you're right, bro. You're right.
Listen, guys, I fight that war every single day.
I'm sure
I
you
know. Yeah.
do. Which is
First
why it's
thing,
become your job.
right. First thing I did was walk in and find out who wasn't coming to work. I mean, your typical Friday after a holiday, and
Oh,
then okay,
God.
how we going to handle that? And then there's that negotiation. Yeah, who's
Oh,
going to do it?
the fun one for me, I was working a COVID job doing return logistics for companies like Sam's Club, Costco, stuff like that. And the general manager, who didn't know how to do anything because he was a manager. I mean, he literally, if you called him out on the floor and say, "What do I do?" He'd just look at you like befuddled, had no idea. how to do any of the functions inside of this giant 100,000 square foot building I was inside of.
Oh my
Hilarious.
God.
Absolutely hilarious. So he was trying to small talk me because he could never get along with me. And I did my best to tolerate him so that both of us kept our jobs. But I meant he was trying to small talk me, and he said something about overtime on Saturday, and I said, I think you're gonna whoever you ask, they'll probably be here. I said, it's really you need to look at Monday, and he goes, what do you mean? I said, Monday's the day after Super Bowl. He goes, what's that mean? I said, everybody will either come in drunk, and you don't want them on forklifts, or they'll
Right.
just get a call off. And he goes,
Right?
holy fuck. I'm like, you're the GM, dude.
Right.
you didn't plan for this?
No, never considered it.
Nothing. You never even thought of it? It's Friday before Super Bowl. And you're like, yeah, I hope everyone shows up for overtime on Saturday. Not
Oh, yeah.
thinking that Monday is going to be the biggest clusterfuck of your life
Yeah.
for this year. And you're going to have to deal with making sure people get home safe because they drove
just-
there drunk. And
That's just
making
good
sure they don't get arrested because you want them to show back up. Like, your life is about to get real fucking interesting. Good luck.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Dude, it wasn't a young guy. He was in his mid to late 30s.
Oh wow!
Like,
Did he happen?
He'd
Did he work in-
been working at other places. Obviously, in
That
management,
seems
like the government.
He's pretty young.
no touch management jobs, though.
Okay.
And because he was no touch, he had no grounding in reality of what happens on the floor outside of his office.
It's a typical government worker. Telling you, that's as far as it's
This
gone.
wasn't government work, dude. This was big time money.
I know,
Sam's
but I mean,
Club, Costco.
that's where he got his
Big,
experience.
huge, $100 million contract.
That's where he got his experience before he got into management. Though, I'm just kidding with government jobs before.
He never worked for the
Just
government.
think about how
But-
comfortable you'd be if you were in that executive suite saying, my $100 million contract depends on these guys. Yeah.
I just happened to be at that job. I was there for about 2 years. The owner knew I was there as it was COVID work because I couldn't get a job back in the industry because they just weren't hiring anybody. So the owner sometimes, because he'd see me on the camera and he'd go, what the fuck is my GM doing? And I'd be like, he's over there picking his fucking nose. He goes, I thought so. Thanks. And I'd be like, all right. And I'd go back to work. I'm like, I'm getting like the owners in fucking Italy. No, he's an American from Seattle, but he was in Italy and he's just watching cameras on his phone and he's like, I'll fucking text Sean. What the fuck are they doing? They're being fucking retarded. He goes, thanks. That's all I needed to know.
I love it.
Holy shit, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a pretty good relationship with the owner, or at least an understanding. Then once COVID was over, I was the fuck out of there. So
Yeah, right?
I love how your face is frozen. Does anyone else?
I don't
see
know
that?
what's going on, dude.
It's
happy.
going on.
Looks happy. You know.
It does look at. Wait. If you put a hat on him, would he look like Mr. Rogers?
No.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
You need a sweater.
Can we get him the cardigan?
Cardigan. Yeah, you gotta get him a cardigan.
What's wrong with cardigans? I like cardigans.
This would be great. So next time you come in for Monday Gun Day, do the whole entrance where you take your shoes off, you put on your house shoes, you put your cardigan in the closet.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking punch you in your eye socket.
Since we're doing this, I'm going to do something, a little ditty that I heard on the radio in New York a few years ago. I'll give them credit for it, but it was Al Sharpton as
Al
Mr.
Sharpton.
Okay,
It's a beautiful day for you and me. A beautiful day in the community. Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? I have never wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I never wanted to live in a neighborhood with Jews. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. I got your number. Can I say, won't you be my neighbor?
That's a pretty good Al Sharpton.
That is.
Bravo.
That really is, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Now,
Wow.
Edward, up beyond the Iron Curtain up there, you're not really all that familiar with Al, are you?
Oh yeah, very much so. I never liked the guy. Still don't like the guy. You know,
He
still with
doesn't
the
sound like
Democrats.
that anymore. This was back when he was fat in the sweatsuit.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
seen
when
him
he was
lately too.
truly obnoxious. And
Yeah.
He
when he's
was.
better, yeah. Now that he owes the government $5 million in taxes and they won't audit him, he's untouchable like the rest of the Democrats. But back then, he was that portly, obnoxious fat guy in the tracksuit. You know, yelling about Jews all the time and what is it? The interloper. Yeah,
The interloper. Yes.
Interlopers.
got a lot of people. I mean, actually got some people killed. He really did.
Did
I mean,
he
was a
celebrate
total.
Kwanzaa?
Oh
he was,
yeah. Well, hell yeah, he's
I
right
thought
there.
he did, honestly.
that guy
Yeah,
is
he and Kamala. I mean, they're both truly into Kwanzaa. That Kamala, you know, I mean, she's always got that stupid look on her face, and then she figures out what people are screaming about, and then that animates her. Yeah, happy Kwanzaa, yeah.
So Kamala says she's running. Gavin says, I'm not running. I'm not running at all. We got
Bullshit.
Mark Kelly that's clearly not running. Who else do we have? Pete
By the
Buttigieg.
way,
Haha.
might I say, if Nicki Minaj keeps it up, Gavin will not run.
good.
She is destroying him.
I like that.
I want to see this whole primary for 2028 play out. I want them all to self-destruct each other because you
Yeah.
have to attack the other person on that platform, whether it's on the stage or it's on social media. I want to see AOC get destroyed by Gavin Newsom, who's dumb as shit. I mean, I want to watch this whole thing go down
The
in
problem for
flames.
the Democrats is that Gabbard was the smart one, and she did the big takedown on Kamala that ended her campaign.
She
You know,
was.
and
She did. She was.
The Democrats don't have smart people. They don't.
It's
They're dumb.
going to be awesome to watch. It's going to be absolutely awesome to watch. I saw somebody put out a poll and said in the it was obviously Democrat. They said in the 2028 primary, who would you vote for? And obviously AOC was the winner. But I just dropped a comment and I said, honestly, as a Republican, I might just switch parties, vote AOC in the primary, and then switch back and vote JD in the general. Because this
Okay.
is something the Democrat Party has done since the 50s. So I was just like, I'm just going to do what you guys do, and I'm going
Yep.
to tell you I'm going to do it. And then let's see if you have a problem with that, and if you want to tighten up primaries. Let's just all tell them we're going to vote for AOC, and then switch back to JD.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, why not play the same game that they've been playing? And Republicans for far too long ago. Well, I want to vote for the guy I really want or the girl I really want. You don't get the guy or girl you really want unless it was Trump. You know.
Right.
So why don't you play the political game and go vote for a beatable Democrat? So that it doesn't matter who the Republican is. The Republican wins that seat, especially in its seat that's a toss-up.
Right.
It's too bad the primaries just aren't as popular as they should be, and a going concern, and not ignored as much as, say, a presidential
That's
voting election.
why they're
This
even
is-
more important if you play
Right.
the game.
And that is also why they're trying to do away with them with ranked choice voting.
Yes.
That's the whole idea of ranked choice voting, is to not have a primary, so you're locked into only the names you know. I can't think of a worse thing that we could do for
Didn't
the
even know
health
that.
of the republic. That'd be terrible. I mean, look at the Floyd thing. The only thing that was missing with the Floyd thing was Al Sharpton's invention that he talked about on the radio in New York. If I might revisit that, it's a combination cell. Bullhorn. If you see an incident, press 1. You'll have 2 busloads of protesters and 1 busload of witnesses in 20 minutes.
Look how
No,
effective they've been at that, though.
I know. No community activist should be without it.
He's only as popular as he is because of the JLK Jr. movement. After that, of course, faded away for obvious reasons. This guy's still stumping for the guy, and the whole movement
Please use the term was.
What's that?
There is nobody under the age of 40 who gives a shit about Sharpton.
Even knows what he is.
Even knows who he is. When you're looking at things in modern politics in America and you're looking at the left, Gavin Newsom's already too old. You need to look at, and don't laugh, Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
I know, but hear me out. She could bring it's masterpiece theater with Jasmine Crockett, and she gets on there. You ain't got no, but I'm but masterpiece theater, right? And then you really have to look at AOC, not because she has good policy, but because people love her social media. She gets up in the morning, she sets her phone up, she does her makeup, she is an influencer, and she's got millions and millions of followers that watch that shit on TikTok.
Yeah, but because she's been promoted,
it's a bigger deal to young people than you can possibly imagine.
Thank God that she'll be facing off with J.D. Vance as opposed to someone like Mitt Romney. Vance can handle it. Someone like Romney or McCain or any of those, no, they can't. They can't. I mean, do you realize how unique Vance is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. In fact, the solution to these midterms right now would be for Trump to say, I'm not going to campaign at all. I'm going to let JD do it.
He should.
He really should. He absolutely should.
I think
even Trump is to a certain extent past his sell-by date. He has set the stage, and his policies just need to work now. The person who can explain what Trump has done and why it works for us is Vance.
Myself, I have to stand with like so many others in America that Trump should run 2028. I'm telling you, Trump 2020.
I'm actually anxious to have Vance as president.
Yeah,
I really am. I
mean, listen, it's been we'll have had 12 years of Trump. Everybody will be exhausted. Everybody, even all the people who voted for him 3 times.
Yes,
so, but
4 times or whatever.
If you want, just stop saying Trump now. If you want MAGA policy to continue, which I would say that's a generally accepted thing.
Yeah.
It's time to move on. Also, remember, 12 years is nearly a generation. There's going to be people that are just getting into voting who all they know coming out of high school is how awful this fascist orange man was. And they don't know J.D. Vance. And J.D. Vance will say, he's not going to say make America great again. He's going to say something different. He's going to take a totally different pitch with a similar policy of advancing.
But it's going to hit the same chord.
Yes.
Just from a different angle.
You're moving on from the Beatles to Coldplay. You're still getting the same music. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, Edward's like, no.
You're right now.
We're not talking about April Wine, for Christ's sake. We're talking about Coldplay now.
We're talking about 3-chord bands.
Yeah, you're Neil
It's
Diamond.
been a hard day's night.
I get that. No, And
All
again,
right, settle
Gordon,
down, everybody.
friggin' Gordon Lightfoot. No, I mean Vance kind of looks like Gordon Lightfoot, but
he kind of does. Oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah. Uh, I'm a Vince fan. I love the guy. He's well spoken. Talk about being when I say mega Republican, but that mega style, not just a libtard rhino pretending to be a Republican. This guy, tried and true, is right down to the core, the same values that most of America, well, mega Americans share. I love that, and he can bring that
Cool.
message forth to the people in a simple term. I love the
He
whole.
he's even better at social media than the king of trolls himself, Donald
Oh,
Trump.
oh,
I still like that. I still like Trump's tweets and whatnot, if you would call them that nowadays. Still
Edward,
love that.
Edward, Edward, have you watched his 18-minute speech at Turning Point?
No, I didn't. I missed that. That was
No,
but
no,
that
no,
was
no, no. Go to Getter, go wherever you need to do to get the whole speech
Yeah.
and listen to it.
all right.
Because the fact is that all of the okay, Bannon, you know Bannon, right? He
Steve
talks
Bannon.
about signal versus noise. All the noise was Shapiro and the Jewish supremacists and all the rest of the crap. That didn't mean anything. The signal was Vance's speech. That was the message of that conference.
Now, are you
It,
talking the one just passed? Or are you talking yesteryear sometime? You know
no,
the
this was like 3 weeks ago.
yeah, okay, all right, yeah. I did not get to
No,
see that. I
it
want.
should be right out there. In fact, I think I even bookmarked it. I can send it to you if you want.
I love that. Yeah, if you did bookmark it, if not, I'll search for it. I forget the
Well,
actual name.
I tried to pin it. If you want to look at my pin post, it still might be that guy using the fire hydrant as the what do they call that thing in France? The douche thing, where the guy's cleaning his rear with a fire hydrant.
Oh,
Yes.
that bidet.
But
Bidet, yeah, that's it. There's a guy
Hey,
using
yeah,
the
me too.
bidet saying Newsom, make California America, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, that was pinned for a while, but I tried to pin Vance's speech,
All
and
right.
I don't know if I was successful. I don't think X wanted to let me do it. That's how powerful the speech is.
which
That
is
could be.
what's funny about that is that Elon is friends with Vance.
Yes,
Elon likes Trump. He's friends with Vance.
right.
Like
Love
they
that
call
though.
and text each other.
And
Yeah.
we're still censored. It's
Not as much as
incredible.
not as much as we were before though. So I know
No.
there's still libtards inside. We already
Well,
know that, but try getting rid of them all.
well,
That's against it.
Edward Vance brings up a good thing, but JC brings up a good thing is a signal to noise ratio because there's an overwhelming amount of noise out there. And what a lot of people
Well,
got,
it's all about Sean's favorite subject. It's all about the Jews.
well, yeah, with 19 O's, it's
Yeah,
well, it, what you got now, right? Is you got a downstream massive amount of noise, like water running over Niagara Falls, complaining about 3 or 4 influencers that were at Turning Point, as opposed to focusing on the signal, which was an 18-minute speech by the vice
it was
president.
an 18-minute speech that set the agenda going forward for America's youth, which is why America's youth had doubled in size and was at the Turning Point conference. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier, and I think I lost Paul when I talked about it. But if you're looking for reporters that were digging for the story was what Vance said and how he set the agenda for Turning Point and the America First youth at the end of that conference. And he was wildly successful. And yet, all we want to talk about is Tucker an anti Semite? Is Ben Shapiro a Nazi? Or whatever. That makes any difference whatsoever.
No, and it doesn't change a vote. And remember, JD Vance is still in the right age group. Rubio's in the right age group. Tucker, he's as old as we are. Tucker's
He's
talking
too
about
old. Tucker's too
Ben
old.
Shapiro, too old. And I'm going to tell, and some of these people I like.
I mean, he's not as old as Paul. I've never seen him make a face like that, but he is too old.
It's a
Megan
happy
Kelly.
face, though.
Megan Kelly, old.
Too
When you
old.
say old, how old are you talking? Are you in
Like
the
some of these
40s?
people I interact with, I get responses from that are good quality responses when I ask a question. Laura Logan, we just go through the old Fox News babes. Again, they're old. The young new voter doesn't know who they are, and
Doesn't know who
frankly, they
Laura
don't
Logan
give a
is.
shit. They
They
don't give a
couldn't
shit.
tell you that she got raped in the Arab Spring or anything like that in Egypt or anything. Doesn't know anything about her.
They
In
don't know
fact,
her.
right
Now,
now, I mean, Kyle Rittenhouse is almost old news now.
I
Oh,
don't know
Almost.
he's
that.
got.
But
If he's gonna really do a rebuild. I saw he got back online.
Yeah.
If he's gonna do rebuild, he needs to do targeted, specific one subject
Targeted.
style
Good
stuff.
word.
I'm just giving free advice. If Kyle's listening,
No.
or if Kyle's
He should
friends are
sign up.
listening.
He should sign up for our advice, Sean. Because
Well, he should, but he's not going to be able to do what we do and have a different show about a different topic every week, or even do doom scroll. It's just nobody's going to pick it up. If he does a
No.
really good targeted series specific show, I'd watch it.
Me too.
But if he's just going to shoot the shit about politics, I really don't care.
Can we use that word targeted audience again? We're referring to Kyle Rittenhouse. Could we? Never mind.
I see where you were going.
It just didn't hit, did it? Pardon the pun.
It was in the bullseye, Edward. That's where it was.
I mean, you took your shot.
I know.
Yeah.
It just blew up.
Three of them, right? You unloaded both chambers, right? Yeah.
It wasn't catching. It wasn't happening. It wasn't working.
But in all sincerity, what was he, 17 when that went down, or 18
17.
or whatever?
17.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever seen a kid with that kind of trigger discipline? I mean, that was breathtaking
Yeah.
to watch that, and he kept his cool until he had to fire. Each time he kept getting retested, and no, he didn't kill the kung fu guy who kicked him in the head, even though he could have, but his life wasn't in danger. No, he was a model soldier, and it was just all instinct. I mean, he should absolutely be in the Army Rangers, but now that he's married with, I mean, would he not be the perfect poster boy for Hexest military?
Oh, good one. Yeah. No,
Sean?
Nick Tarts was absolutely stupid about that.
No, and
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I'm a watcher of things, and he's past his prime. Past his prime.
I don't think so, but that's
No, well, people can make comebacks, but you watch people in any media. We're currently new media. Watch people in any media that make a comeback. They come back and they do something that's really unique or specific, and they get away from the stuff they were doing before. Because the stuff he was doing before, all that brought him was confrontation. And that confrontation is past. Just like when you said your joke, if you would have said that 5 years ago, we would have been rolling. And now it's just like, man, I've heard that thing 400,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's past. The moment has passed for Kyle. Unless he does something specific. He could do, I don't know, a hunting show or a fishing show. And you probably grow that pretty well. Right? But politics, I free, unsolicited advice, I would steer clear of it, Kyle. That's up to you, brother. Not up to me.
Well, he absolutely, in terms of a media career, getting married was like the worst thing he could have done. I mean, I'm sure she's a sweet girl, but it takes the edge off the Lone Ranger. You know that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It does. It does. Single, unattached, dangerous is the mystique. And he's not that. He's like a little doughboy, you know.
Yeah.
Well, he lost a lot of I guarantee it was hard for him, but he lost when he just up and quit.
Yeah.
Quit social media, and it had to be unbearable for all the crap he got on social media.
Oh,
I get it.
They were just relentless. I can't blame him.
I can't blame him, but Once he got out of the game, it's just like anybody else. You don't get back in the game.
No,
So you're
unless
not
you like
you were not
you need
Michael
a
Jordan.
niche.
You don't get to come back.
Right.
I
You
got a
need
question.
you're right though. That's a very instinctive comment. You need a niche. He needs to exploit a specialty where
Yeah.
he commands respect. That would be
Even if it's firearms, he could do firearms videos and target shooting videos, and
I think that would work. When I mentioned
it
the
would be.
Rangers, that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing I was talking about. He actually, with that sort of trigger discipline, he could be a Ranger battalion captain. He
I'm
could.
gonna get. I'm gonna give away the free money shot that he should do. He should cover 2A cases as a podcaster and speak specifically about those with lawyers. Again, we try not to give away this much detail in our unsolicited advice because we are available at an hourly rate. But this is
You know what
where
you're, Sean. What you're talking about is the kind of thing that I've done as a pharmacist, where I'm a blood alcohol level consultant. And I can actually calculate what your blood alcohol level was based on your physical parameters, as opposed to what the machine measured it as, because the machine makes several assumptions about you that may or may not be true depending on your size and depending on your hematocrit and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And I've I've had defendants swooning as we proved that there's no way that could have even been .08. That was .07, and that cop was just hassling you. Obviously, the attorneys around weren't as happy with me, but
Of
except for
course.
the defense attorney, of course.
Well,
I,
some
I do have
friends of ours from the past that we've had on the show that you guys weren't here. Paul, I believe, was here for one of them. Does a lot of 2A work, but
He's still with us. He's still with us, though.
he does it in a different
He
capacity. I know. I see Paul's smile. Well, he does it in a different
got a
capacity. He's actually
very warm smile, a
he
kind man. There's no doubt. Yeah.
he works in the courts as a specialist in these type of things. But what I'm saying for Kyle, like if you could probably just go ahead and hand me the $1 million right now, Kyle. I'm laying it out for you. What you do is you follow Second Amendment cases around the country because you were in the most high profile one that we've had in the last 10 years. You follow them around, you sit in the
Last
courtroom,
20.
you explain what you're seeing going on, and then you have your lawyer friends come in and say, now here's why we didn't talk about the shooting. We talked about the caliber of the weapon, and break the whole thing down into hour segments.
It
There
could
you
end up.
go. By the way, you could email me, Kyle,
He could
Sean.strom.
listen. He could end up on Megyn Kelly's true crime segment.
there you go.
As an expert witness on 2A.
Yeah.
Sean, that's good stuff.
By the way, I got a question. I had my hand up, you didn't see it. How
No,
old is too old? How can Megan Kelly? Do you think when you hit 40 you're too old now? Is that what you're
no,
suggesting to be on
no.
social? No. How about
It's
other dudes?
If you want to watch Megan Kelly, I like Megan Kelly. We're too old. And by what I mean is, I'm sure we have a few younger listeners, but I could send you guys a snapshot of our analytics. It's all it's all old
I know
people.
what it looks like. I know what it looks
It's all
like. Yeah.
old people. Of all the people that listen to us, we've got the analytics broken down to like the state, the age, the sex. We have all of that data for our show. What I'm saying is, are the two generations starting from 17 years old going on 18 to vote, and then the generation just behind them, which would be about 10 years older, do they know who the fuck you
15.
are? They don't know who the fuck Megan Kelly is. Megan Kelly's too old.
And don't care. They were born when she was getting her career start at Fox, and her career at Fox was already over by the time they
Yeah.
actually started even looking at video. Yeah.
Mhm.
So now she's a podcaster. Now she's got her little independent media empire. But at the same time, that doesn't mean she has any cultural currency for anybody under 40.
Right.
Well,
She doesn't.
I don't know what you. We don't know what she follows. Maybe she's got close connections with some. I don't know.
No. You asked the
Look,
question. Let's
Edward,
walk. Let's
you're
walk
not. You're
through
not.
it.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sean.
Slow down. It's a great question, and I think there's other people out there that would have this question. You're saying too old.
For sure.
I'm not going to get into the analytics of our show here on live. I can share it with you in the background just for an example. But let's get into this. You say, well, but she has this massive audience. Okay, but does that massive audience, are they able to sway young new voters to either register Republican or Democrat? I would say they're not. If I tried to talk to one of my brother's kids who is 16 going on 17
All
and
right.
say, hey, listen, you really should be Republican, she's going to go, okay, boomer. Megyn Kelly is an okay boomer.
She's not a boomer. I don't think so.
And you're 16 years old. Everybody's a
Oh,
boomer.
yeah. I got you now. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
JC?
No, she's Gen X, Edward, for sure.
Yeah,
She's
she's
the
Gen X.
same generation as Rogan, same
My
generation
age.
as Musk, right? Same generation as Sean, but Sean just admitted it. He's not going to talk to some 18-year-old and influence them on politics. He's not. They're not going to listen to him.
Nope.
I have no.
He doesn't get it, according to them.
Yeah, to me, I'm just old and I rode a dinosaur to school with a hot plate in my backpack.
So we have the generation gap. You're saying really
uphill 10 miles both ways. That's exactly what he did. Okay.
Well,
Now, that's what I was
generation gap.
pointing out earlier, is that Nicki Minaj dogging Gabby Poo. Have you seen that?
No, I don't even know much about her.
She's calling him Gabby Poo. She said she's going to drag him across Twitter. She's caused Newsom's numbers to go down 12 points.
Holy smokes.
In the last 2 weeks. He spent 6 months being as big of an asshole as he could possibly be, trying to match Trump to get his numbers up there so people would think he was in a class by himself as Trump's challenger. And she destroyed it in 7 days.
Huh. Hey, did you guys even know who she was before she even made these comments?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got kids.
My late daughter used to listen to her.
That are younger than you. I've got kids that are younger than yours, so that's why, of course, I knew who it was. But no, hold on. Now you're identifying a different target group. That's going to be 24 to 40-year-olds, Nicki Minaj, not the 16 to 24-year-olds.
I'm not liking Nicki, by the way, now that I know more or less what she's all about and what she does. Yeah, I'm warming up to her.
What you need to do in elections is accept pop culture. If they accept you, you accept them, and you just run with it. Because they'll ignore you 5 seconds after they get what they want out of it. They're going to say, look at me, I made JD president. And it's not a... What realistically is, it's every voter made Trump president. We'll just use Trump because he's president.
I trashed Gabby Poo.
Right.
He didn't win.
But yeah, right. If Nicki Minaj can sway 100,000 voters to register Republicans first and then vote second, that's big.
And Nicki Minaj has a lot better chance of doing that with Republicans than Megyn Kelly.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're saying.
Ah, very good. Very
nice. Not because she's a conservative ideologue. All right. She just doesn't think that it's right that Christians get killed in Nigeria because they're Christians. And that's the kind of common sense that connects her to Trump and JD Vance. That's where it's at.
Right.
And Trump has been able to build that bridge where no other Republican had any hope of doing it prior to JD Vance, who actually can probably do it better.
Probably so. I do want to mention, Edward, when you look, obviously I'm just going to go ahead and say again, we're old compared to the young generations that will be coming into this. Hold on, hear me out. You got to look at, for a young person, A politician is a product. Do I want to buy it or not? Oh, and by the way, is it a cool enough product I can tell my friends about it? Because if it's not cool enough to tell my friends about it, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm out. And therefore, I'm out of voting, period. I just choose not to vote this cycle.
Well,
And no, I know. We're a little different. We're like, well, you have to vote. It's your God given right to.
it's your
They're,
duty. Never mind.
they're kids. They're kids, and it must be socially acceptable. Nicki Minaj makes it socially acceptable to like JD Vance, to
I
buy
don't.
the product, to put the hat on, to buy the Vance T-shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for her. Like I said, really
No,
like
no, no.
her.
It's a big deal. I mean, Trump kind of edged in there with Kanye, who was a loon, but Nicki Minaj is a big deal. I mean, compared to Kanye, Nicki Minaj is Mount Rushmore compared to one of these little hills in the Ozarks.
Gotcha.
Really, in
Hmm.
terms of being
Well,
an influencer. Yeah.
Trump was already a merchandise machine. He'd already been for 40 years a merchandise machine.
Yeah.
But he'd been digging as hard as he could. It was obvious. I mean, Diamond and Silk. Does anybody even talk about those two anymore? I mean, one of them's dead, I know. But
Silk
the but
still
the
run,
point,
or I can't remember. I think it's Silk still runs the podcast, but
Yeah, she does.
yeah, but that was amateur hour. That was just an effort to increase his currency in the black community any way he could. He understood though that he needed to do it. And that's what separates him from the McCain, the Romney, and the Bush.
Ugh.
You've
Mhm.
gotta if you're gonna fight the culture war, you've gotta be in the culture as a participant and you've gotta have allies.
absolutely. And you have to understand the culture. And when Trump couldn't understand the culture, and I'm not saying that he was bad at understanding it. He had all of those people around him, and that's when Barron stepped up and said, "No, no, Dad, TV's dead. You
Right.
need to go
Go on
on
a podcast.
Rogan. You need to go on Theo
I remember you mentioning
Fun.
it last time,
You
yeah.
need to go on
And they did a good
Patriot
job.
Punch podcast." That never happened, but
And to his credit, Trump listens. That's what sets him apart. He still listens. He's 78 years old and he still listens. I can tell you when I'm dealing with the people at my business and they start with their stuff, I don't want to listen.
it's
I mean,
hard.
I
It
don't
is.
remember it at
No,
all.
honestly, as a human perspective, it's hard. You just go, turn it
Yeah.
off.
No, I've heard
Okay,
this
so
before. I mean,
are you done with
yeah,
all that? All right, so what
yeah,
was your
yeah.
question?
When I hear the bell stop ringing, it's my turn to start talking. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you said, right?
True. So true.
But
Yeah.
Trump, to Trump's credit, and I don't know. Look, I love JD. We'll find out what happens in his future, but to this point, Trump has been the only one that's ever been this connected because of the technology to the people
Right,
and willing to listen.
I don't know.
right.
Biden, the auto pen, they had the same technology. They just choose not to listen. Trump listened.
No,
Trump
they
still listens.
insist on
If
not
you
listening.
see an uproar of true small to medium sized MAGA accounts bitch about something, not and I'm not bitching about the big dogs. They do what they do. I get it. They make plenty of money. Good for them. Capitalism. Let them make all the money they want. I really don't care. But if they will, and you will see if there's a trend for a week, bitching about H-1B visas, Trump will change his stance a little bit.
Yes, he
And if it
will.
continues, he'll change his stance again. And that's where
He's
he went,
about he's
all
about to
right, we're
change it
going to
some
close
more.
this down.
Yeah.
And now what are you seeing? Oh, of course, the gold card. But what are you seeing out of India accounts? Is that they're
No,
bitching that they're not able to come to America because
yeah, there's a
all of a
backlog.
sudden they
There's a
Why?
backlog.
there's a
Yeah,
backlog now. Why
yeah.
did that
Well,
happen? It's because of all of the bitching. Somebody went and told Trump, "Hey, your fans are fucking pissed, dude. Super
Yeah.
fucking pissed. You need to fucking slow this shit down. They don't like it in the way that you like it.
And he's smart enough to adjust.
Of
You
course.
you see it differently, Edward?
Stopping immigration. That's every American wants that. What do you mean? Of course he's going to do that. That's the whole.
But
Well,
Edward,
I'm saying all in
Edward,
on H-1B visas, and we
Edward.
threw a fit. Then he goes, okay, Uncle, we'll just do a little bit of H-1B visa.
Oh, but they're still doing a lot.
I'm aware, but there's a backlog. That's
Yeah, like you would say, define a little bit. Uh-huh.
No, a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, think about 600,000 Chinese students in college. That's their definition of a little bit.
Yeah, same thing going on here. Yep, I got that. Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah, the
Hey, you know
whole.
why you got that? Because they pay cash.
Yes, that's right. Our cash,
Yeah.
our bank accounts from our taxes
That's
going
right.
straight to them, which are just given back. Yeah, I get the whole game. But and so I think what Trump is doing is a wonderful thing. Of course, we need to stop that right away. PDQ or pretty damn quick. Yes, and didn't he run on that premise or policy
No,
in ways?
the
stopping
H-1B thing,
immigration, closing the
Edward,
border.
the H-1B thing has always been up in the air, but we're winning him over with daily depth charges.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Well, I did not know that, but good for you guys then to keep the pressure on. If that's
This is the difference between Trump and the EU and Canada is that our elected leader still listens to us.
yeah, we don't have
He
that.
doesn't always go with us,
Right.
but he listens to it.
Yeah, the representatives really do make a big
I don't have
difference.
any evidence that Mark Carney or Justin Trudeau ever listened to a word you guys said.
Not
I
only
don't think he
that,
gave a damn what you said
and
or
not
what
only
you
that,
thought.
I don't even think the guy got. I think it was a stolen election again. There just can't be. There can't possibly
I
be.
don't.
Dominion Voting Systems is a Canadian company.
I know it is, and that's what ticks me off. Of anything that I didn't want to be known for was those stupid machines. And you know what? Their downtown Toronto office closed the day after the American election
Imagine
was
that.
over in 2020. Another
Imagine
thing
that.
that, yeah, I know, right? Oh my God. Don't even get me going on that nightmare. Stupid. Yeah, that's a libtard device for sure. Don't want to talk about it. And it was operating.
No, wait. We haven't heard you go off the rails in probably like 4 months. Just do it. Let loose. It's Friday. Go off the rails.
Right. And then I'll go ahead, Edward. Riff me into the weekend. Go right ahead, brother.
Now, maybe this is not a good time for that, but I got to say, these machines working their way down into South America. You know what's going on in Venezuela. You know what's going on in some of the other countries using these same machines with the same outcomes as what happened in Canada, happened in 2020. Throw the damn things in the garbage and start over. Go back to pencil and paper, for God's sakes. I don't care what it is, but nothing attached to the media or anything else you can make changes to, subtle changes. And, it's been displayed how they do it. I mean, it's no secret anymore. Why have any instrument that can be tampered with that easily by web or through web when we don't need
You know why?
Yeah, but stop doing that. Even here, we got to stop doing that. Throw me like garbage.
We consider it a great success that between 20 and 24, we were able to get the Serbian servers shut down. That was the difference. Was that the worldwide link to manipulate American elections was no longer there.
I thought that was going on in Italy. I had no idea that was actually
No, Serbia. And in fact, we've got it on good authority that was taken offline, and they took their chances locally, and it didn't work. But anyone who thinks that Trump is down in Venezuela looking for oil is wrong. Venezuela is the seat of electoral corruption in the Western Hemisphere. And I don't think Trump's going to stop until that's fixed. Because the fact is, you say, well, we're going to lose the midterms. Maybe. Right. Maybe not. All depends on what happens. All right.
That's right. That's all depends on how it goes, dude. It's
That's
not
right.
guaranteed to do that.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
does Maduro ever tuck tail and run, or is he just going to fight this thing out?
No, he'll fight. Yep.
All right. I mean, look, Paul. I've been very clear about this. I'm done with forced regime changes. This is how we got ourselves into the Ukraine Russian war. I want Persia to take back their country. And I hope Trump is trying to motivate the people to take back the country from Maduro.
You
So that
need
we don't, I don't want to go in and do it. I know we're not going to go in. We've explained in great detail. We don't even have to
No,
go.
that's right. We're not. Yeah, that's not what we're doing. Yeah.
to call Persia Iran, though, not Persia. It's not. No one knows it by Persia. It's Iran.
It will be Persia if the Persians take it back
Oh,
over.
yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, no one knows what that even means.
That's what they want. Yeah.
Yeah, and good for them because it was a very big Christian-based country before this whole. Well, you already know the story, but yeah, it's happening in America. It's happening in Canada right now, being overrun with the Muslim community. But yeah, we've already talked about that. So
Well, it was a pleasant surprise to see that Paul was still with us, but I'm going to sign off, folks.
yeah,
It's been a
me as
long
well.
week. I've not had my main front desk person all week long, so these have been 12-hour days.
Oh yeah,
Oh, of course.
gotcha. Well,
Oh wow, got you, bro.
I'm
All
out too.
right.
Then I'm going to, brother, and I'll see. I don't even know when. I don't even know if we have anything scheduled till after the holidays. No idea.
Let me hold on. Let me look at a calendar. So Monday's Monday might be the only day next week. If Paul's up, we can do Monday Gun Day. Other than that, we won't see you again until the following Monday.
All right. Well, we'll see what
Oh,
happens then, and yeah, we'll talk
I'm
later.
available.
all
See
right.
you, Josh. Good
Sounds
talking to
good.
you.
Have a good night, everybody. We will see
Night,
you.
gentlemen.
I'm so glad you all got to remember the birth of Christ. We hope you have a happy new year. We will see you all.
Totally awesome.
We love you from Patriot Son Podcast.
Hell yeah.